Hey, you guys, welcome back. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that sub button, become one of my day one family members. We are only 20 subs away from 100 subscribers. Follow me on Twitter at LoveRadio44132, and I will definitely follow you back. And if you can, donate on Cash App. My tag is money symbol Nina44132. Let me help me grow this channel. And without further ado, we have some very sad breaking news. And this is a very well known guitarist. He's known worldwide, and this is quite sad. Eddie Van Halen has passed away. This is being confirmed by his family. He is known as the God for a rock generation, and he has passed away at the age of 65. Now, everybody know who Eddie Van Halen is. I'm going to go through his biography, and this story is courtesy of the Los Angeles Times. Eddie Van Halen, the all-American guitar hero, with his namesake band, Van Halen, redefined sound and possibilities of the electric guitar in the 70s and 80s. He passed away today at age 65. The cause was throat cancer, which he has been battling now for almost a decade. His passing was first reported by TMZ. People cannot believe that he has passed. It seems like he has been on this earth way longer than any other person, with his sound and music transforming a generation after generation. His son, Edward Lowick Van Halen, excuse me if I said that incorrectly, um, his son had wrote on Twitter, his family can't believe he's gone. He was the very best father that his son could ever ask for. Every moment I've shared with him on and off the stage was a gift. I love you so much, Pop. Eddie Van Halen was an immigrant kid who emerged from Pasadena with an ear for hard rock hooks and wild guitar flash similar in the Jimi Hendrix tradition. His speed and innovations along the fretboard inspired a generation of imitators as the band bearing his name rose to MTV stardom. And that's definitely my generation. I remember when MTV showed a lot of music videos and multi-platinum sales for over 10 consecutive albums. In contrast to the shadowy gothic blues of Black Sabbath or the pagan thunder of Led Zeppelin, the band Van Halen delivered muscular hard rock and technicolor. The group's sound and image were vivid reflections of a Southern California home, with a lead guitarist in bright colors and a welcoming good time grin. And I really do wish I could have went to one of his concerts. If any of you guys have been to his concerts, please leave a comment below. Ed is a once or twice in a century kind of guy. There's Hendrix and there's Eddie Van Halen. Friend and guitarist Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains said during a Grammy weekend in January of 2019. Those two guys tilted the world on its axis. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is lowering its flag to half staff in honor of his passing, and his iconic roll-battered guitar, named Frankenstein, was pierced together to his personal specifications in 1975 from the components of other instruments. The body costed $50. The neck was $75. A single humbucker pickup and a crucial tremolo bar with the red surface crisscrossed frantically with a black and white stripes and traffic reflectors stuck to the back. It remains one of the most recognizable guitars in rock and roll history. The idea was to stretch out and get loud, he once said, as he referenced the fictional metal act Spinal Tap, whose members bragged on camera that their amplifiers went all the way to 11. While they're going to 11, Van Halen joked during a 2015 appearance at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., I was already going at 15. As a band, Van Halen made other contributions to the era, replacing rock star lore, demanding that no brown M&Ms appear anywhere backstage, drummer Alex Van Halen crescendoing at concerts with the flaming gong, and David Lee Roth high kicking in leather chaps with a bare backside. If older brother Alex was the guitar's closest musical partner throughout Eddie Van Halen's life, in Roth he found a key collaborator and sometimes a nemesis who brought a showbiz flourish to the guitar's virtuistic mad science metal. Until Roth's exit at the peak of the original band's popularity in 1985, the duo epitomized the eternal struggle between guitar hero and lead singer, each fueled on a hyperkinetic energy, if not always in sync. After Rock was replaced by singer guitarist Sammy Hagar, the platinum selling hits, singles, and albums kept coming for another decade. Its winning streak made Van Halen one of the most successful bands in rock history, including two albums with Roth that reached diamond status of 10 million copies sold. 1978's debut, Van Halen 1984's 1984. At age 25, Van Halen married popular TV actress Valerie Bertinelli. She was 21, in a 1981 wedding swarmed by paparazzi. A decade later, they had their son Wolfgang, who grew up to join the family business as a bass player in the band. The couple separated in 2001 and divorced in 2007, in part because of the guitar's worsening drug and alcohol abuse, which eventually also helped destabilize the band itself. Eddie Van Halen was born January 26, 1955, in Amsterdam to a Dutch father and an Indonesian mother. His father Jan was a classically trained clarinet saxophone player who traveled the world playing music and passed his obsession on to his son Eddie Eddie and Alex. So both his sons ended up getting into music. Their parents hoped that both their boys would become classical musicians, and the two were given piano lessons as children. Eddie was 7 when the family left the Netherlands in 1962 for America, and his father performed with the ship band during the 9-day trip. Alex and Eddie played piano at intermission for tips. Settling in Pasadena, the foursome shared a single room in a house with two other families. Van Halen's mother, Eugenia, initially worked as a maid, while his father washed dishes and worked as a janitor, playing live gigs on the weekend. Later, Jan's rekindled music career in the U.S. kept him on the road for weeks at a time. As elementary school kids with uncertain English speaking skills, the Van Halen brothers performed during assemblies and lunch in a band they called Broken Combs. Eddie bought a drum kit with money from a newspaper route, but soon switched to guitar, beginning with a low budget beginner's model, a Sears Tesco Del Rey 6 string. An early rock inspiration was Dave Clark 5, the British invasion hitmaker from the mid 1960s. And Van Halen learned as a teen to play along to his favorite records by slowing down the turntable. In later years, he claimed to rarely listen to contemporary music other than his own hits, but acknowledged the lasting influence of UK guitar hero Eric Clapton, in particular his years in the super heavy blues rock trio Cream. I realize I don't like him, Van Halen told Guitar Player magazine in 1978, but I know every solo he's ever played, note for note. The Van Halen brothers attended Pasadena City College and formed a band called the Mammoth, in which Eddie played guitar. In which Eddie both played guitar and briefly sang. He couldn't stand it, he told an interviewer. He said he would just rather play. From rival bands, they recruited bassist Michael Anthony and Roth, the latter in part because the singer owned a PA system. The musicians agreed to name their group Van Halen, and they played backyard parties and high schools, graduating to the Sunset strip clubs, Gazzarri's, and the Whiskey a Go Go. A typical 1975 live set in Pasadena might include cover songs by Rolling Stones, Robin Trower, Bad Company, and David Bowie, each stretched out in strange new ways on Van Halen's hot rod guitar. Even more exciting were the band's original tunes, which were explosive but melodic. One night at the Starwood nightclub in West Hollywood in 1976, Kiss singer bassist Gene Simmons happened to catch the unknown band on stage and his grinning guitar phenom at stage left. This band comes on, and all of a sudden, I forgot about everything around me. What was that? Simmons recalled. Even though the band was a three-piece, there was a big sound coming out of them, and Eddie was tapping his neck, which I'd never seen done on guitar before with speed and accuracy and melody. They simply didn't sound like anybody else. There was a kind of fury. Simmons signed them to a contract and produced a 15-song demo recording at Electric Lady Studios in New York. Kiss management didn't get behind Simmons' discovery, so the bassist let them out of their contract. Wow, big mistake. Van Halen was signed to Warner Brothers Records after label president Mo Austin and producer Ted Templeman watched a performance at the Starwood on a rainy Monday night. Templeman told Rolling Stone years later, there were like 11 people in the audience and they were playing like they were at the Forum. The guitarist was 22 when his band recorded a debut album, Van Halen, released February 10th, 1978. Van Halen soon topped the top 20. The band's first single, You Really Got Me, a snarling cover of the Kinks' early proto metal hit. The guitarist latched onto the original riff and sent his fingers dancing over the fretboard. Other tracks on the debut now read like a Van Halen greatest hits package: Running with the Devil, Eruption, Ain't Talking About Love, Jamie Crying, and more. The way the first record starts, Eddie's guitar sounds like a siren coming in at the end of the world. And then that pulse of boom, boom, and they're running with the devil. Tool guitarist Adam Jones said after finally meeting his guitar hero backstage in LA after a Tool concert in October, if anyone is playing from his heart, it's that guy. And so that guys, that gives you a background of how legendary Van Halen was. He's definitely going to be missed. If you have seen Van Halen live, I would definitely like to hear from you. This is a huge passing in the rock world, and this is a huge passing of a huge contributor to music. 2020 has probably been one of the worst years ever. Blessings to his family. He left a legend, a legacy of music, and I'm sure he's probably got hits that hasn't even been released. I would like to know what you guys think. Share your stories, like, share, and subscribe. And until the next episode, you guys, enjoy your evening and be safe.